Do you ever get caught in your own head, trapped by a memory or a belief, like a hamster running on a wheel that never stops? You know that feeling when something happens, something small, and suddenly, bam, you're right back in that emotional, gravitational pull of a past experience. You're stuck in a cycle, not because you want to be, but because your brain, those neural pathways, they're so damn well worn. It's as if they've carved out an ancient rut that seems impossible to get out of. But hold on, just stop and breathe for a second. That's exactly where the magic starts. Think about it. Why does this thing keep showing up? Your beliefs, your thought patterns, they don't come out of nowhere. No. They're like old records on repeat, burned into the grooves of your mind. And those grooves, they're not just grooves. They're roads in your brain. Your unconscious mind follows because, hell, it's what it's been programmed to do. Trauma, belief, habit. They intertwine and they keep you in this loop of predictable, automatic responses. You know how it goes. Your body gets triggered. And without even thinking, boom, you're right back in that loop. Doing the same damn thing over and over again. But here's where it gets interesting. What if? What if you could break that pattern? What if you could flip the script? The secret is that moment of pause. When you're aware of the trigger, aware of the memory, you get the opportunity to choose to step out of it, to reframe it. You think, what if there's a better way? You get curious. You go into trance, you meditate, you drop into a grounded state, and you bring that memory up on purpose, knowing it doesn't define you. And then you begin to see it differently, from new angles. Like a multidimensional shift, where the past isn't your prison, but your playground for new meaning, for new options. And this is where the mind bending happens. The more you go into these memories consciously, actively, intentionally, the more your brain starts to create new pathways. It's like planting new seeds in the soil that's been compacted over years. At first, it's hard to break the surface, but you do it anyway. And once you plant the seed, you don't have to force it to grow. That's the beauty of it. The more you interrupt the old patterns, the more you forge new ones, the more you reinforce them, the easier it becomes to navigate those new neural pathways. This isn't some feel-good bullshit. No, it's tangible, a measurable shift in your brain chemistry and your emotional responses. So yes, your old neural highways may have been deeply entrenched by years of repetition. Once you start to focus on something different, something new, those pathways begin to shift. Like a river carving out a new course. Sometimes all it takes is a bit of water to change direction, and soon your automatic responses, those old habits, that old emotional gravity, it starts to dissolve, fade into the background, no longer hijacking your thoughts, no more running on autopilot. And here's the catch. It doesn't even take a fight. You're not in a battle with yourself. The truth is, the new pathway becomes your new normal, because you're letting your unconscious mind do the work. You don't have to think about it every time. You already set the intention. And as you reinforce it, change becomes easier, effortless. Your brain, it loves this. It adapts, it evolves. And it craves that new, empowering pattern. Now think about the most common patterns that hold you back. Those old habits, those limiting beliefs. Maybe you tell yourself, I'm just not good enough. Or I always mess up. Or I'm not worthy. Sounds familiar, right? What if I told you these beliefs, they're just that, beliefs. And the beautiful part, beliefs are changeable. Every limiting belief, every self-imposed boundary you've bought into, whether it's because of past trauma, societal conditioning, or pure habit, isn't the truth of who you are. It's just a default program that's been running in the background, waiting for you to realize it's not working anymore. And that's where the magic happens. You decide, you ask, what's this belief really giving me? Protection, safety, validation? And then you realize you can meet that need in a far more empowering way. It's about making the unconscious conscious. It's about saying, thank you for trying to keep me safe. But I've outgrown that strategy. Now let's upgrade. Let's talk about energy. Energy is magnetic. What you put out into the world is what you get back, period. If you're walking around like a walking, talking storm cloud, guess what? You're going to attract more of that dark energy. But if you start shifting, and I'm talking really shifting, into that high vibe, confident, grounded, playful, magnetic person you're always meant to be, you become a magnet for opportunities, people and experiences to reflect that energy back to you. They can't resist it. You start pulling things in, like you've got a gravitational force. But you have to trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust that you've got this. Because that little voice in your head, the voice that says, who do you think you are? It's just noise. It's that same old programming trying to keep you safe. But in the most limiting way. Because the truth is, you've always been enough. You've always had the power. It's just about unlocking it, owning it. And let's not forget about how people respond to you. It's not about what you say. It's about how you make them feel. Let that sink in for a moment. People don't give a damn about your words. They care about the energy you project. They want to feel seen, heard, understood. And when you can tap into that, when you can make people feel good in your presence, the world opens up. You're magnetic, charismatic. People are drawn to you like moths to a flame. And it's not some superficial charm, no. It's authentic, it's real. Because the more you embrace your true self, the more the world embraces you. So let's talk about change too. People get stuck in the fear of change. Like it's some monster lurking in the shadows, but here's the truth. Change isn't the enemy. It's the gateway to everything that you want. To every breakthrough, every next level, every win. It's the friction that forces growth. The challenges you face, they're your signposts, your opportunities for mastery. The more resistance you feel, the stronger you get. It's not a sign to back off. It's a sign to keep pushing, keep growing. So why the hell do we avoid it? Fear. But fear, it's not real. It's just your brain trying to protect you from the unknown, from stepping into something bigger. But the real truth is, stepping into the unknown, that's where the magic happens. Think about it. Every breakthrough, every life-changing transformation, every epic win in history, it happened when someone embraced change. So why not you? What's holding you back? Let me hit you with a powerful truth. You're already doing this. You've already been doing this. Every time you make a decision to step out of your comfort zone, to choose a different thought, to break free from an old belief, you're actively rewriting your mind, rewiring it, changing your reality. And once you realize this, once you fully realize that you've got the power to choose, to change, to reframe, to rewire, that's when the world changes. That's when everything changes. You're no longer the victim of your past. You're the master of your future. Now I'm going to leave you with this. It's time to stop asking for permission. Time to stop waiting for validation. It's time to step up, own your power, and claim your greatness. Because the only thing standing in your way is the story that you've been telling yourself. So what's the next story? What's your new belief system? What's your new identity? The one that serves you and the world. Get it? Because once you embrace this power, once you realize that you can rewrite your mind, break free from old patterns and embrace your true potential, there's no stopping you. Now go make it happen.